Hey, good afternoon. We're in Woodward, Oklahoma, northwest Oklahoma. And just in the last 30-40 minutes, the sun is starting to break out now. The mid-level clouds are clearing. You can see the queue are starting to form now over northwest Oklahoma. So we're going to focus here back on what's going to happen here today. Obviously, there's big storms and severe weather going off to our southeast there. Let me rechange this here so I get so much reflection. Sorry about that. Just get it up here. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. So I'm just gonna have a big reflection, it looks like. So anyway, it's not working well. But anyway, as you see here, we're in northwest Oklahoma. We're like right over here. Let me zoom in here. We're like right here at Woodward, and the upper level is coming out. The cold air is coming out of northwest, out of the Panhandle right now, and obviously we got some queues starting to form down here along the draw line. The draw line's just about to come into Woodward now from the southwest. And there's a boundary here running north-south right through Woodward up to the north here, northwest to Alva. And you see the queues now forming right here in the northwest. And so as the cold air aloft comes out, we've got a couple things going on. We've got some pretty high capes going to be coming north. And this is a current, looks like about 500 cape right now. But over the next hour or two, as we continue to clear out, looks like we got a pocket of 2,000 to 3,000 cape. We got some very high capes at 7,000 down by Abilene, 4,000 coming into southwest Oklahoma ahead of the drawline bulge, and then we go 4 hours out. And this is just the Mosul net site, the SPC page. We got 2,000 to 3,000 capes ahead of the draw line here. Here's Woodward. The winds are pretty strong on the southeast, just to the east of Woodward. Southwest winds coming in south of Woodward. So we're expecting some supercells. They're not going to be particularly nearly as strong as they were yesterday in the sense of tornado production. We do expect maybe some baseball-sized hail. And let's talk about what the Storm Prediction Center has done on the 1630 outlook. They've upgraded, went from slight to enhanced. Now I'm only going to focus northwest Oklahoma because this other severe weather breakdown in eastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas is ongoing. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm talking about the new stuff that's going to develop this afternoon. So anywhere from Garden City to Liberal, back to Woodward in this area, Enid, this general area here, northwest Oklahoma, southwest Kansas, kind of the Dodge area. This is the area we're expecting the upper level cold air to come over the moist axis here, just to have the draw line, the cape that we are recovering now rapidly in western Oklahoma. It's just now starting to occur. And so the temperatures are starting to warm quite nicely. I got in the mid 70s to upper 70s in southwest Oklahoma. Low mid 70s is now developing in northwest Oklahoma. And so that is starting to occur now. And let's go here to, I'm gonna go to another site here and show you the Oklahoma Mesonet. And currently right now, there's a dry air coming in southwest Oklahoma. Let's look at this here. This is to tell us where all the winds are doing and those kind of things. So here's Oklahoma Mesonet. If you'll notice, just northwest of Woodward here, I've now went to southeast wind. I've jumped about 5 degrees, and just south of Woodward here, I got 75 degrees, and there's a thermal ridge, kind of where's the most warmest air and juiciest air as far as instability, and it's developing just back to our southwest here. And it's coming up in this area, and the winds are southeasterly over at Alva. So there should be storms formed very near to Woodward, just east of Woodward. It's kind of what the models are forecasting. Right in this zone, Woodward, Alva, this is kind of the zone where I think we're gonna have the maximum chance for supercells, some large hail, maybe up to baseball size, and a few tornadoes. Tornado definitely is a possibility today. And this cluster develops in the Woodward area, goes to Alva, kind of moves over to north central Oklahoma, Ponca City, this general area as we get later in the day. And that's kind of the zone we're going to be focusing on today. We'll go outside here and I'll show you just a couple interesting things as the clouds are starting to clear here. This is one of these tricky days where we've cleared out mid-levels now. You can see some clouds off to my east. The back edge of the Sierras is now just east of me. So what does that mean? Well, the sun's out now. I've got full sunshine, and we're starting to recover, and we have a lot of good partly cloudy skies. The temperature's starting to warm in the low 70s here now for sure, and the winds are southerly to I've almost got like a slight southwest wind now here in Woodward, almost due south. So the draw line is just west of me here, not very far, and so we're going to probably hang in the Woodward area, east side of Woodward, and we should get some thunderstorm development here somewhere time around 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock we should have thunderstorm initiation just north and east of Woodward. And then it'll track off to the east. And there's also going to be some supercell development at Guyman, up in the Oklahoma Panhandle, up in southwest Kansas. There'll be other supercells back to our northwest as well. So this is not the only area. This kind of covers a big area. But again, this is not a high-end event up here today. It's more of a kind of a low to medium event as far as the hail threat's pretty high today. Some big hail, baseball, maybe even softball hail. That would be kind of on the higher end. But baseball is definitely a possibility. and some tornadoes, not strong tornadoes, weak tornadoes up here, based on the jet dynamics and the winds. Tomorrow's a quiet day, at least in Oklahoma and Kansas, as this wave goes by. And then the next thing we've got to talk about is what's going to happen Monday. Let's talk about that, because Monday, in this area where I'm at right now, was going to be under the gun come Monday. And let's look what SPC has done for Monday. They've got a huge moderate risk already in effect for Monday, and that is going to be, let's just jump it forward here a couple of days. Let me get my right finger on. Internet the last 2 days have been loading very slow in a lot of these areas because there's so many people using the data. So Monday, we've got a huge slight, huge enhanced. It's a multi-state event, and a big moderate here in the Eastern Texas Panhandle. Woodward's included where I'm at now, and a moderate. The event on Monday is to put it, there's a lot of different ways you can say this. It's going to be a high-end event. You know, the wind dynamics, the shear in the wind is extremely high. And I'm not going to get too geeky on the weather because it's too dynamic. The wind, both at the surface and aloft and mid-levels, it's going to have a very strong wind shear. There's going to be a warm front early in the morning, down around sunrise, down in the Red River Valley, and then it comes up to I-40 at noon, and the warm front continues to lift up to the Kansas-Oklahoma border late in the day on Monday, with a triple point somewhere in the Northwest Texas Panhandle, maybe Amarillo, maybe Guymon, somewhere out here. There's a triple point with a warm front on the Kansas-Oklahoma border, lifting up. Very strong jet dynamics, and the wind shear and the cape and the instability and the strong tornadoes probability could support very destructive tornadoes in the eastern panhandle of Oklahoma, the central and eastern panhandle of Texas, western northwest Oklahoma, southwest Oklahoma. It covers a large area. It's not the only area, but if I had to tell you right now, the area I think is going to be under the gun, the city of Woodward. I think you got to be on high alert on Monday afternoon. Woodward, Shamrock. These are my 4 or 5 cities I think are going to be potentially in big trouble in the general area. Shamrock, Childress, after 7 p.m. Woodward, this area, this northwest Oklahoma area, Woodward, Alva, this area where this warm front and the storms are erupting like south of Woodward in the afternoon, in the 3 or 4 o'clock as the warm front lifts up here with extremely strong jet dynamics, string cape. This area up in here, I think is high probability of very significant tornadoes in northwest Oklahoma, as well as the eastern Texas Panhandle, and also down coming out northeast of Lubbock as we get toward later in the afternoon and early evening. It shows very strong support of very long track tornadoes possibly developing northeast of Lubbock and tracking up toward Childress as we get after 7 p.m. So this whole area is under the gun. You can also have supercells or tornadoes anywhere in this huge area, but the most focus here is moderate. I wouldn't be totally surprised if Storm Prediction Center, if we don't have no early day convection where it messes up the atmosphere or trashes the air mass, and the warm front does make it's a northern Oklahoma like the models are forecasting, that wouldn't totally surprise me if we go to high risk on Monday. Don't know when they'll issue that, but it would not be totally surprised if we have a high risk issue. This is a extremely volatile day on Monday, and I think at the end of the day on Monday, it will be bad somewhere in the sense of very destructive tornadoes. I can't tell you all the cities are going to be directly affected this far out in advance because too many boundaries and things will come down to mesoscale, exactly where the warm front is, what time the storms fire, where's the warm front when it fires, and you can't figure that out yet. The models aren't that good. You can't get it down to the county level yet. But as we get into late Sunday and Monday morning, things will become much more clear, and then we'll look at, Lubbock, you could have severe weather. You could even have tornadoes down at Lubbock, northeast of there. But yeah, the whole Texas Panhandle, western Texas is under gun, western Oklahoma, central Oklahoma, northern Oklahoma, all the way up to Wichita, all the way down to Lubbock. The whole area is under the gun on Monday. So I'm hammering Monday really hard. Like I said, I think Monday, my gut, and I've been saying it for 3 days now publicly, I think Monday's going to be high risk. There's a moderate risk now. I think that will go to high risk if all the parameters come together and the conditions continue to warn as they are now. I think there's going to be a tornado outbreak on Monday, and the tornadoes on Monday will be long track, very violent tornadoes. And I will tell you right now, I think there'll be some F4s, F5s on Monday. That's what I'm telling you. There's going to be F4s, F5s. If those happen to hit some cities, it's bad news. That's what's going to happen. I can tell you, looking outside here, things are changing quite fast. just in the sense of look at the Q, just reading the sky here. It looks a little bit more stable, a little bit flatter as I look east here out of Woodward. So the clouds are flat, kind of stable. It's not unstable, but look what happens. I just come back 15, 20 miles back west, just south of Woodward here right now, just beside the big cone, ice cream cone here at Brum's. You look at the clouds, are getting puffy, they're getting unstable. See, they've almost got some moderate towering Q, not quite towers, but almost towering Q now, just south of Woodward. So this zone right here, there's a boundary right just south of Woodward here. I wouldn't be surprised as these towers continue to swell over the next 2 or 3 hours, and this gets kind of to the east of Woodward here, we get thunderstorm development probably just east of Woodward is my kind of my zone today, near and just east of Woodward. And then I can tell you these things are starting to get more convective looking as the cold air aloft comes out. So that's kind of my thought on what's going to happen today. You guys stay tuned on Tornado Alley video. We're kind of a really rural area east here of Woodward today, so getting periscopes out and YouTube out, it's going to be tough in these rural areas, especially once we leave Woodward, which we will be leaving Woodward soon. That's kind of a short, quick update about today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We look forward, and thanks for everybody for your support. And then be watching this on Monday, because Monday will be a mega event for sure. Thank you so much. Have a good day.